I think the manner in which Frank led this hospital team, and he would be the first to say the team, the way he led this team has changed the face of regional healthcare and the impression of it. Frank has led a renaissance of the healthcare in this area. Frank's the person who will tell you it's about the team that moves it forward. But he captures all of those qualities that I think are so important to leadership. I mean, he's articulate, he's self-depreciating, he will build up the people around him. I mean, those are the kinds of qualities that get something from start to finish or start to goal. It's his leadership. It's what his legacy will be to remember, and that I will remember, is what he's done for this community through this hospital. It's something that will live long past all of us.
Here I'm meeting the CEO of the hospital for the first time. It was at a business breakfast, as I recall. And I was just struck by how incredibly friendly he is. And he couples that with great sincerity and humility. And in particular, watching him, I'll call it working the room, but I know what was so sincere, it doesn't come off as working a room, and how appreciative he was of anyone who was volunteering, no matter what capacity. So just really struck by seeing a CEO who is that down to earth and that humble. So I served 10 years as an officer in the Marine Corps and served with tremendous leaders, people I have great admiration for. None had the compassion that Frank shows day in and day out. He has such an empathy for others and such an ability to put himself in the shoes of others. And you'll hear the maxim, treat others the way you want them to treat yourself. I don't believe that Frank lived that way. I think he lived based on treating others the way he wanted his loved ones to be treated. And very few people have the ability to then translate that into the way they deal with people day in and day out, particularly people who are at odds with him at times. And yet he was able to pull that off in a very compassionate, empathetic way.
When you have a leader, if you have the trust of your leader, you are more comfortable and produce more. So I think he is smart in that he always trusted the people he worked with. He is a good communicator. He is there all the time when you need him. His door is opened. So he is all about people, and he is a community person. He is a person who gives back to the community. So when physicians and community persons see that they are working well together, it's a win-win situation. Being a humble person, down to earth, giving hugs to everyone who is willing to stop by, is what it makes a leader, a human being, and a respectful person, and successful. And I think Frank did all that.
So he was known as the coach that every parent's child wanted to play for, because Frank, managed baseball pretty much like he manages people in his role here, is that he takes good people and puts them all together and gets excellent results. So really the sum of the team is greater than each individual talent. And so Frank was noted as the guy you wanted to play for, including my own kids while I was coaching another team. I once talked about reading a book called Good to Great, when they talked about a level 5 leader. I had been working here for a while, and as I was reading the book, it became very clear to me that they were talking about Frank Saba. You can read about it, but when you meet Frank and you see him, it's like, yeah, this is a level 5 leader. This is somebody that has that outward, understated humility, and yet that inward, relentless pursuit for excellence.
The issues that I think have been most important have been his ability to get people to collaborate, both internally collaborating, among the various constituencies of the hospital and the medical staff, but also collaborating with external entities. Well, I think you could always count on Frank to be very thoughtful and very considerate. He would always take your perspective into account. I think he's somebody who legitimately knows virtually everyone at the hospital by their first name, and everyone knows him as Frank. I think we as an institution have to some degree adopted his personality, and so I think it really becomes something that is transformative to an institution.
Frank has, in many ways, for me, exemplified what community care is supposed to be all about. And as an elected official now down in Washington, really set the stage for the best practices that we hope to scale up around the country. As head of a regional medical center, he is focused on partnerships with community health centers like the Edward M. Kennedy Community Health Center and top flight institutes for oncology care like Dana-Farber. Frank, think about this. You've been leading this medical center for almost as long as I've been alive. And over the course of your tenure there, every single day, you ensure that every single patient gets access to the highest quality of care they can find anywhere in the world. You've lived that out. Your team exudes it. Your patients understand it, they respect it, and they enjoy it. And it's something that even just walking the halls of your facilities for 10 minutes, you can see across their faces. Frank, I just want to add my voice this evening and say once again, thank you. Thank you for your incredible dedication to our community. Thank you for leading the way in ensuring that our healthcare system always puts patients first. And thank you for showing every single day what dedication to people and community is all about. I'm grateful to count you as a friend and honored to be here tonight to once again add my voice to those saying thank you.
Well, Frank, I'm going to congratulate you on an incredible 27-year run. I wish you and Wendy and your kids as well the best in your retirement years. You should enjoy them, Frank. You've well earned them. And I'll tell you that it's been, for me personally, a tremendous honor and a privilege to serve alongside you on the Board of Trustees. And I also want to thank you specifically for your friendship. It's been wonderful. I wish you all the best.
Congratulations, Frank, for your longtime friendship and being a wonderful colleague. I wish you and Wendy and your family well in your retirement, and I hope to continue to see you at Festive Breads every Saturday.
Okay, Frank, we've been hearing about the University of Michigan all these years, and I do think it's important to set the record straight. As a member of the Harvard class of 1971, you're a Harvard guy, and all this Michigan stuff is superfluous. You're a Harvard guy, and I think that's important to acknowledge. And oh, by the way, speaking as your primary care doc, you're overdue for your physical. I think you're overdue for the colonoscopy too. And you have a lot of spare time now, so I think you should make those appointments as soon as you can.
Frank, you are my role model. I wish I would be able to be as genuine, respectful, work as well as you did with everyone. And do me a favor, don't change.
My congratulations to Frank, to his wife, is really a thank you for all that you've done for the community, and a hope that this is not the end of a career, but the beginning of another journey that we've talked about that you want to continue. And whatever I can do to help you with that journey, I want to be available to do it. Thank you for what you've done for the community.
Well, good evening, everybody, and Karyn and I are thrilled to have an opportunity to say thank you and congratulations to Frank on his many years of service, not just to Milford Hospital and its community, but to all of Central Mass.
Hi, Frank, and everyone in attendance. It's a pleasure to just have a few moments with you. Frank has been such a terrific friend for a very long time. I've known him for about 20 years. You've known him for maybe 3 decades, some of you in the audience, but he's just been a tremendous force, not only for Milford Hospital, but for my hometown of Shrewsbury and for the medical community. I think when I think of Frank, I think of someone that you just can't say no to. I don't know if it's that smile or what, but he's certainly someone that you want to be around. and I know that he built such an incredible team at Milford Hospital, one that he's proud of. So congratulations, Frank. You've done very well for your team there, and I know how much the Milford Hospital family means to you, and family at home too. So to you and Wendy, all the best.
Yeah, I would just echo something that the Lieutenant Governor said there, which is, Frank, you've done a wonderful job of being both a terrific person who brought what I would describe as the humanity to healthcare, but at the same time recognized that you're in the midst of a technological revolution and made sure that Milford Hospital continued to play big as the technology around care delivery has changed. And I'll tell you this, it's a tough world out there for community hospitals these days. And the success that you've had in ensuring Milford's ability to continue to be a high-quality player in Central Mass serving your community is a real tribute to the fact that while you may have been there and been part of the scene for 30 years, you never stood still, were always looking ahead and always trying to figure out how to make sure that whatever was coming around the corner, the hospital and its community and the folks who work there were going to be there to take advantage of it. Frank, God bless and good luck, and congratulations on all of your success, and I look forward to seeing whatever your next act turns out to be.
Good luck, Frank, and see you around town.